The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, Earnestly Speaking podcast. Let's get it. I'm a giant in New York, in Miami carry heat. So much more in store, my product can flood the street. Opinion Nation Godfather, CEO. Puff in the late 90s, gon' see me blow. Oh. Got my hustle on, no imitation of that. Army of untouchables, Opinion Nation staff. Never an off season, homie, check the numbers. Heart throb in my own right, supplying southern comfort. Earnestly speaking, my ego is well fed. Earnestly speaking, you're too evil and no threat. See, I'm like a hurricane, you're a mild breeze. Earnestly speaking, leaving Eli a dynasty. Shake!
Earnestly Speaking podcast coming to you January 1st, 2025. It is the first podcast of the new year. It also starts pretty much the 14th year of this podcast. And of course, we're started all with this guy here to my right on the screen, Zack The Degenerate, of course, with us. Zachary, you got 2 weeks off. You got 2 weeks off from the show. I kind of took some time off, not as long as you, but I did take about 9-10 days off from the show. Zachary, how's your New Year so far?
I'm working on my resolution right now. Keep my
God.
favorite beer company in business.
Don't want. Yeah. Oh, you want to spill what the company is?
Cigar City, man. Highlight.
Okay. It's IPA.
Yeah.
All right.
They make the best IPA in Florida, I think.
Did you do anything for New Year's Eve? Or did you work as always? Because you always see you doing.
That's all I do, baby.
You work through Christmas, like you said on the last pod we did. You worked through New Year's. Wow, you are a dedicated guy.
New Year's Eve was the longest. The last New Year's, the 30th, 31st were the 2 longest days of the year for me.
Yeah, I don't celebrate New Year's, man. Like honestly, last night it was with my kids. I would have not made it to midnight. Like my wife worked last night. Lauren worked like past midnight. She was normal late for her, and then I was on the couch like head first, like falling asleep, and then my youngest could tell me, "Dad, 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes for midnight." I'm like, okay. So I went outside a little bit. My neighbors had sparklers outside. We waved around a little bit for a couple minutes, and then back in the house. I'm asleep. I'm to bed. That's simple.
I didn't even make it to midnight at work. I was taking a nap when people started screaming.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was exhausted.
Yeah, man. It's I haven't been a New Year's guy for quite a while, to be honest with you. I'm quite as kept. I mean, I know I did one house party a couple of years ago, but that was with some other friends of ours that was like, lived nearby us. But other than that, I haven't celebrated New Year's probably about like at least like 13 or 14 years. Yeah, talking about pre-kids. So it is what it is. Anyway, as we continue our trek here, we did skip week 17 of our best bets due to the scheduling. Of course, you had to work, and obviously the holidays fell on the times we could record, so we didn't apply that to our thing here. But we do have week 18 left, and then of course we'll go to the playoffs as well when it comes around next week. Before we do that, though, I do want to discuss to you real quick the MVP race in the NFL, and from what I can see, it's like it's a 3-man race between Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Saquon Barkley. I've heard folks now trying to shoehorn in Joe Burrow last minute, especially if he wins they make the playoffs, which is still come a long shot though. They got to win on Saturday. We'll get to that in a second, as well as some help from both the Jets and the Chiefs to get in. But this is actually a pretty interesting MVP race, because I can see cases for all 3 guys right now being mentioned. When I said Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, and Lamar Jackson. I'll ask you real quick. Where do you stand on the race right now? Who thinks MVP right now?
Well, I would go with Josh Allen 1.
Right.
He lost half his defensive starters. He lost his top 2 wide receivers. Literally, the only thing he had held over from last season was a tight end, great tight end, and a running back. Probably a top 10 running back in the league right now.
Right.
Because running back is so weak. Otherwise, I'm a little off on where everyone else is. Yeah, Lamar's putting up way better numbers than last year. I didn't believe he really deserved the MVP last year. I thought he won it because he beat two good teams right towards the end of the season, and that's why he won it. But when I think of MVP, I think it's the most important person on your team. All right. When we went into the season, there were not many people picking the Bills. So
Correct.
that's why Josh Allen's up there. Phenomenal
Correct.
season, leading his team to a 2 seed or locked in basically.
They're two say no, they're locked in officially. Yeah.
Two guys that are getting completely overlooked. Sam Darnold, who was basically picked to finish last in that division.
Yeah.
All right. And everyone thought of him as a backup. He's got almost 40 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
And we can put Burrow up there when he's 8-8, right? And he's got 43 touchdowns. I believe Sam Darnold deserves way more recognition than Joe Burrow.
I agree with that.
Then my third guy is my guy, Jaden Daniels. Because only Giants fans felt like they were going to be in last place. I actually thought Washington would finish last in the division. We have an absolute trash defense.
Yeah.
When you look at the Pro Football Focus rankings of defensive players, we got one player who's a top 5 player at his position, and Bobby Wagner. You start looking along the defensive line, there's not a guy in the top 70. You look at our defensive backfield, because Lattimore really hasn't played for Washington. We don't have a guy in the top 40, all right? We are a crap defense getting coached by a phenomenal defensive coach. But when I think of what makes you the most valuable, it's your impact to your team going from last season to this season, or your expectations to start the season. Everyone thought Cincinnati would be competing for a division title and be in the playoffs.
Correct.
So the fact you're putting up big numbers, you should. You got 2 number 1 wide receivers. And you got a running back. All right. Saquon Barkley, dude, you got off to a slow start. Yeah, you've been putting up phenomenal numbers for probably the last 10 games of the season. But your team's been good all season. Yeah. You have at least one number 1. If he played for my team, the number 2 for Philly would be the number 1. So I just can't put Saquon there. Yeah, it's great what he's doing, but I just don't see it. So my 1, 2, 3 would be Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, Jaden Daniels.
Wow. Shake up by Zachary. Here's what I'll do. I do agree with you on Josh Allen. I don't know if you saw my post I put up a couple days ago on social media where I kind of laid out my case, how I look at the MVP case. Like, Josh Allen is my MVP. However, I also put that a little thing on the bottom saying that, however, if you're telling me who's playing the position the best this year, it could be Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, individually. Not saying the MVP necessarily, but just because of numbers and what they're doing in the position itself. But again, I also said that in that same post that MVP, as you know, is not just about numbers anymore. It's about circumstances as well too, also, and expectations. And you and I agree. I have Buffalo missing the playoffs this year as a result. I thought this had been like a sneaker building year. Maybe they sneak in as a 7 seed, but certainly I didn't have them going to the playoffs because he lost that Stephon Diggs. So Josh Allen is essentially going to win the MVP the same way Lamar won his for the same reason. Yeah. Hold on a second. I got a phone call coming. Hold on a second.
All right. You can restart if you want.
Oh, we're back. Hello, phone call. Josh Allen won the same way. Is going to win the same way Lamar Jackson won for the same reasons, circumstances. Lamar doing more with less. Same thing, Josh Allen. Josh Allen doesn't have the numbers that Lamar has this year, or Joe Burrow, for example. I mean, Sam Darnold for that matter. However, he's doing more with less. The team's number 2 seed in the AFC. No one has him being that high or this good this year. So that's what it's for me. Saquon's in the conversation only because of the fact he has 2,000 yards. Yeah, I'm expecting that. That's the only reason why.
I get that.
Yeah. if he was going to break that record, then I say maybe an argument. But Philly, he also went to a team that's also very ready, already well on machine. Like, even though they tanked last year toward the end, the Eagles are still a top tier team even without Saquon Barkley. You know what I'm saying? So he had to be special, and obviously they're not going to play him this week. We get to the game in a second. They're not going to play him this week, so he's not going to break the record anymore. But to me, it's Josh Allen. It's Josh Allen because of the circumstances alone. I think Lamar, if the Ravens had maybe 2 less losses this year, because there's a lot of also games this year where, and I might say it's his fault. In addition to circumstances matter, wins and losses matter too also.
I agree.
And if the Ravens will say, so right now they're 11-5 right now, I guess right now. If they say they're 13, like they were last year, 13-4, whatever it may be, 12-4, then they have a case of Lamar maybe being there because now the numbers match up now as well, too, in addition to the winning. And for the record, Lamar's having a phenomenal year. Lamar's having one of the best years I think I've seen in the position in terms of productivity. Not only is he thrown for over 4,000 yards or close to it, and he has 39 touchdowns, 4 picks.
Yeah. No,
121 passer rating, and he's about to cross 1,000 yards rushing also too on top of that. The most productive quarterback season I think I've ever seen when it comes to everything, the whole nine. So,
you convinced me. I'll put him back at 3.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not saying we agree though that Josh Allen's number 1. That's what we agree on.
Like with the Burrow thing, to me, even Baker Mayfield has a better case than Burrow.
I said that weeks ago too.
His wide receivers, and still put up massive numbers.
I said it weeks ago. I said weeks ago too on the podcast that Baker Mayfield. I'm not saying I'll put him in the top 5 either, but his performance this year, losing Godwin for the year, Mike Evans missed a chunk of the year, and that team still stayed together. They beat Detroit. They beat Philadelphia. They also almost beat KC as well this year too. Also without the same guys, Baker Mayfield has been relatively good, very good this year too as well. So I'm not saying I put him in the top 5, but it's another guy who's had a great performance this year, and his team still. Because his team above water and about to win the South this weekend with a win over the New Orleans Saints. So, we agree. It's Josh Allen for the same reason Lamar won it last year. Circumstances matter, wins and losses matter, and that's why Josh Allen will get it and actually deserves it. To be honest with you.
And that's the thing. I almost feel like had Josh Allen won last year, it'd be a hands down Lamar Jackson. We wouldn't even worry about the win-loss record. But when Josh Allen loses all the guys from his team that were impact players, and he comes out and has a better season.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, it's time for our best bets. Of course, no more buys. Well, duh, because it's week 18. This is going to be a little interesting now because week 18, typically, most of these games don't matter. But I got to tell you, the NFL did a very good job of rescheduling these games to where to make it matter as much as it can. So I'm actually looking forward to this week for the first time probably in ages. So here we go. We got 2 Saturday games here, Zachary. We have the Browns at Ravens. The Ravens right now are 17.5-point favorites. Over-under is 41.5, Zach.
I mean, look, I can't even remember, Dorian Thomas Robinson or something, the Browns quarterback. He is total trash, and I think that's the only reason why.
Was it Dorian something Robinson? 3 words, 3 names, something like that?
Yeah, I struggle to remember. The kid from UCLA, that's what I'm going to say. But I'm one of those guys, I almost want to take the Browns for the fact I think it would be better off if the Ravens tried to lose this game. Why? Just for seeding matchups.
Well, if they win the game, they win the division.
Yeah, and they become the 3 seed. So they would end up playing Kansas City in the conference championship game.
I think that matters.
If you end up being a 5 seed, you get to play Houston first. Then you get to play Kansas City, who's already had a bye. They're sitting guys this week.
Actually, no, they'll draw Buffalo. They'll draw Buffalo second round.
How would they? It'd be a 4-5, so it'd be
no. If they win and hold the 3 seed, if they win this game, they'll be able to win and hold the 3 seed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And if they beat, they'll in the first. I know who to play in the first round. They'll play the 6th seed, who will be a combination of the Chargers.
That's why I'm saying it's better off for them to lose, be a 5 seed. You play Houston the first round. You get Kansas City in the second round when Kansas City's had 2 weeks off, technically 3 because they didn't even have to worry. Like to me,
okay.
I would want that matchup versus having to go to Buffalo in the division round and Kansas City for the AFC Championship round.
They'll draw a combination of either the Steelers or the Chargers in the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah,
or maybe the Broncos, depending on things
in
shake
the
out.
first round.
In the first round, right? And then if they win that, they'll draw the Bills second round. Who, by the way, they beat already this year. They beating them this year. And then KC in the conference finals, conference championship, it plays out that way.
It's just a tougher matchup.
No, I get it. I think people want that. Well, people are gonna want that Houston matchup. So yeah, which means that 5 seed is kind of a. I guess you're right. The 5 seed might be a little. I see a point there. I see a point. Who you like this game though? Who you like? What's your best bet in this game?
I'm gonna take the under. I don't think there's gonna be any scoring in the end. Baltimore gets up and then they just pull their guys in the second half.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Baltimore this one. I know it's a lot of points. I know it's divisional optics, but Cleveland's bad. Like if James Winston was playing this game, then I go the other way. Then I'll go Cleveland the points. But DTR or DNR, whatever this dude's name is, he's terrible. He's horrible. So I think Baltimore will actually win this game running away. I think they win Division 2 also on top of that. I don't think they're looking at things the same way you are. Even though I do agree with your logic that the path of least resistance would be the 5 seed actually, because you draw Houston, who they just beat 2 weeks ago, actually, or last week rather, beat the shit out of them on Christmas Day. Okay, embarrassing because you go to the same place again in 2 weeks and do the same damn thing again. Then draw KC, who's going to be well rested. But Baltimore, I don't think Baltimore fears anybody, honestly.
But that's the thing. If I'm the head coach and I'm concerned about winning a Super Bowl, I don't even start Lamar Jackson. I don't start Derrick Henry. I don't start Staley at the left tackle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't start guys and risk my Super Bowl run.
Right. I'm taking Baltimore on this game though.
Yeah.
So on this game, I just think they don't division, and it's still value in the North. So there's something there. Since you said about that. All right. The 8:00 game on Saturday, we have the Bengals at Steelers. The Bengals are 1.5 point favorites. The over under is 48.5. Zach.
I actually like the Bengals in this game. All right. Steelers got a great defense. They're going to be trying no matter what to win, but I don't think their offense will be able to compete.
So you got
Bengals.
Bengals.
Yep.
Ooh. I don't like what I've seen from the Bengals the last not Bengals, the Steelers the last couple weeks. Like a little bit of a malaise here, if you will. Russell Wilson's kind of come down to earth a little bit now. George Pickens obviously was missing. I don't know if he played the past week, but even so, I don't like what I'm seeing there. Bengals, obviously, their playoff hopes are still alive. They obviously need to win this game first off, but they also need help from the Dolphins to lose. They also need the Broncos to lose well too. I think that launch motivation needs to try to win this game. But I think the best bet, because this is a divisional game, both these teams can score. Especially with the fact the Bengals team is just trash, and the Bengals can score. Give me the over in this one. I like the over here. So, all right. Sunday games. Panthers at Falcons. The Falcons are 9-point favorites. The over-under is 48, Zach.
This will be Michael Penix coming out. I will be betting his player props. I expect him to have a massive game against Carolina.
So you have Atlanta?
Absolutely.
I'm the same way too. I think this is Penix's coming out party as well too. Carolina's looked very decent the last couple weeks, but I think Atlanta again needs this win and some help from Tampa to lose, which I don't see happening. But that alone should keep them motivated. I think it's gonna be a Penix's coming out party, and I like the Falcons to cover 9 points. All right, your game: Commanders at Cowboys. Commanders are 4.5 point favorites. The over under is 44. Zach.
Oh, this is easy. Commanders, man. Jaden Daniels going to light up that defense. He'll probably go for 100 yards rushing again.
You remember they did beat you guys about a month and a half ago.
Yeah, and now who's playing quarterback? Isn't it their third string? Not even Cooper Rush is playing?
He's out too?
Oh, I thought he was.
I have no idea.
I just believe we are finally clicking again, and Jaden Daniels is going to run all over the Cowboys defense.
Mm-hmm. I still haven't seen a complete Washington game in a while. Even this past one, Atlanta was up in the first half, and then Washington came back and made that. What a game, by the way, on Sunday Football. I mean,
Man,
congrats, buddy, to playoffs, man. How happy
we
are
had
you right now?
2 penalties that basically was a 14-point swing on the scoreboard.
How happy are you to go to playoffs again? First time in 5 years or 4 years, whatever it was.
If we win a playoff game, I'll be happy. That's when I'll be happy.
This is nothing for you. It's like, okay, whatever. Let's win a playoff game. I don't see that, bro. I mean, depending on the matchup, I don't see that unless you're going to draw. I can't even say you draw Tampa, assuming that they win. Maybe I would say you want Atlanta to win, and then draw Atlanta.
Anything that happens, anything can happen in a game. So, look, we all always have a shot at winning a playoff game, but I haven't seen one in a long time. So I'll wait to get excited about the playoffs until we win.
Well, I got the over in this game. Give me the over in this game. I think I can see some scoring. Divisional optics. Like I want to take Washington in this game, but I haven't seen a complete Washington game in quite a while. So give me the over in this one. All right, Bears at Packers. Packers 10.5-point favorites. The over under is 41. Zach.
I definitely love the Packers in this one. They have to have a get right game before they go into the playoffs.
Yeah, they do. That was a really bad performance last week against Minnesota. Well, they came back late, but they definitely get right game, a tune-up game for the wild card round. Who you got in this one?
Green Bay.
I am taking another over. The divisional optics, like Chicago's weird. I know they packed it in and everything, but I think the best bet though is probably the over. 41 points is low enough. I mean, granted, I'm saying this though, even though the Bears scored a total of 3 points last week in Seattle home on Thursday Night Football. What a fucking travesty that was, huh? What a travesty.
Especially when the spread's 3.5.
And I took Seattle.
Yeah.
3.5. What happened to that one? So give me the over in this one. I don't know why I'm doing it, but they can't do any worse than they were last week.
Real quick, can you ever remember a team having its heart ripped out in a season and that was it? Because that's what happened to Chicago when they played Washington. From that point on, they have lost every single game.
Did you see the meme? Holiday meme on the 12th day of Christmas?
No.
They did a whole meme on the entire losing streak based on that song. It is hysterical. I'll send it to you later on when I get off the show. It is hysterical. I couldn't stop laughing. Seriously. So
send it to me.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll take you over this one. All right. Texans at Titans. The Texans at the 1-point favorites. The over/under is 37.5. Zach.
I'm just gonna take the under in this game. Both teams have been playing like crap. I don't trust anything, and I really don't even see a lot of points getting scored. So,
are we sure Houston's playing the starters this week? Because they're locked into 4.
Yeah, I wouldn't see a point in playing them.
Yeah, but there is value to playing them at least half of the game because this again we've been saying all year long on this podcast that the Texans have been an underwhelming team. Yes, they won 10 games, maybe 11 when this week's over, but they feel underwhelming. So they can use a tune-up game here in time for the wild card round. So why not use it against a divisional opponent in Tennessee? But again, I don't know if they're playing their starters. And in fact, I would probably think that logic will say that D'Amico Ryans will probably use this as a bye week. So that being said, I'll take Tennessee to points. Tennessee to win this game outright just because of that. Because I haven't heard any word about this yet. But I would not surprise me if they pull CJ Stroud for the week, or at least play for a quarter or whatever.
Yeah,
you can sneaky bye week here. So, but I will take Tennessee to points to win here outright. All right, Jaguars at Colts. The Colts are 5-point favorites. The over/under is 45. Zach.
I mean, you got to think Mac Jones is playing for a backup job somewhere, right?
Backup job, maybe for a starting job elsewhere. I mean, there's a lot of
No.
quarterback, bro. There's a lot of there's a lot of jobs to be available probably this offseason.
He will never get an opportunity as a starter.
Oh,
again.
I don't think it's good enough anyway. But if you let's say, I mean, we'll discuss this over the course of the next couple of weeks. But when Sam Darnold's the only guy in the market, the biggest name in the market going forward, if he hits the market, that's saying something.
Yeah.
So
you guys might be giving up a first rounder for JJ McCarthy.
That's not I heard remember what that was doing. I was another one with the Giants. Well, I'm probably going up to Kyler Murray if the Cardinals try to trade him. That's not terrible, but you like this one, Colton Jack.
Yeah, I like the under in this game. It's a bunch of people I just don't trust at their position.
Yeah, and obviously, Richard's out probably out for this week as well too. Flacco's the starter now. I like the under as well too. Under is the best bet. All right, Bills at Patriots. The Bills rather are 2.5-point favorites. The over under is 38. Zach.
I'm going to take the Patriots. I think Drake May is going to try and go out a winner for the season, even though he looked like basic trash last week. So
you got
Patriots.
Patriots.
Yeah,
I do think they'll win the game, but they're not going to play Josh Allen and company. However, I think the under is the best play here for this game. That's all I got to say about that. All right, Giants at Eagles. Eagles 2-point favorites over under 37.5. Zach.
Please don't be stupid and try and win a game again. You need to stay as low as possible so you don't have to give up a king's ransom to go back up to the 1 seed for a draft pick. So give me the Eagles, even with their backups.
I got the Eagles too, even without Saquon Barkley. But, again, this is the thing with the tanking. People need to understand. These players could give a less of a fuck about tanking. Half those guys aren't going to be on this roster next year. You think they care about what the franchise wants, what John Mara wants? They're trying to get jobs next year. So the best way to do is to get jobs to play your best late in the year.
No, I hear you on that, but
so the fact that fans don't even recognize that in their head is ludicrous to me.
Ernest, I'm thinking about you, not your team.
No, I understand
I want
that.
You to have a better team.
I do. No, I agree. I'm the same though, but the fact, to me, where I'm critical is the reaction to people. Like you actually expect players to just lay down to help a franchise that players are going to be cut anyway by the franchise? What are you thinking?
I watched Aaron Rodgers basically bench himself. I've watched.
But that's Aaron Rodgers though.
Pull himself from a game, so
That's Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is his own man though. He's Aaron Rodgers. So, but I like the Eagles this game, even without Saquon in this game. Do you agree with that move, by the way, Sirianni pulling him? Does that break the record?
I mean, personally, I do, because I don't think it'd be a legit record.
See,
17 game, when you get an extra game, I understand. I mean, I read the thing where Saquon has 34 less carries overall. So, yeah, but a whole extra game to me is different.
The thing is, too, also, you can use the same logic against Dickerson, too, from 84, when it was 16-game league, 16-game schedule. When he beat OJ's record in 84, OJ did it in 14 games.
Yeah.
So you can use the same logic. So, I mean, it is what it is. The league has grown and is continuing to grow. And before we know it, we're going to have 18 weeks probably next 5 years. So who knows? But, yeah, Eagles for me. All right. Saints at Bucks. Bucks 13-point favorites over under 43.5. Zach.
Oh, I love the Bucks. They could make this a 21-point game or 20.5, because I legit think Tampa Bay will win by 21 or more.
Yeah. So normally I would say, oh, well, the divisional game, the divisional dog. The Saints are fucking bad.
Yeah.
Who's their quarterback now? Bobby Hebert?
Did
Drew Brees come back?
You're starting to see that as much trash as Derek Carr takes, Carr's not that bad a quarterback. At least he's a winning quarterback in the NFL.
I think he hits the market too also. So, again, another quarterback who hit the market might have a chance to start somewhere. I think. Don't quote me on that, guys, because I'm not sure about Derek Carr's free agent. But I think he is.
The only way that's happened is if the Saints draft another quarterback, because Rattler, he's not the answer.
He's terrible.
Yeah.
And the other guy, Jake, where was Jake? Jake from State Farm, whatever his name is.
Jake Eason or something.
Yeah, he's terrible too. Also, so all right. 4:00 games. We got Chiefs at Broncos. The Broncos are 10.5-point favorites. The over/under is 3.5. Zach, no Mahomes this week.
Oh, I will be taking the under in this game. Denver, it'll be dink and dunk, and Kansas City's defense, even when they sit half their starters, will still be out there able to shut down that kind of offensive game plan.
So, Denver wins this game, they're in the playoffs. Logical say, well, no Mahomes. Yeah, cool. Take the Broncos. Carson Wentz the backup. Carson Wentz with Andy Reid. You got to figure is at least capable of making things weird there. Now, I'm not saying the Denver Broncos are going to lose this game, but what I'm saying is that I'm taking Casey in the points. I think this is a divisional game, especially too. Also, I obviously, if you're the Chiefs, you don't want the Broncos hanging around because of familiarity alone. So you want to get them out of the paint. It would not shock me if KC wins this game. It's thus ending the slide for the Broncos here. But I'm taking KC in the points here. I think Broncos still win the game, going to make the playoffs, but it just will not shock me if Carson Wentz has a throwback from 2017, and puts the Broncos to pasture. So give me the Chiefs in the points here. All right. Chargers at Raiders. The Chargers are 4.5-point favorites. The over/under is 41, Zach.
Oh, give me the Chargers. All right. Take that back. Give me the over. All right. Aiden O'Connell, he can put up 10 to 14 points. So, yeah, I like the over in this game.
I like the Chargers here because the Chargers win this game. Steelers lose. They move to the 5 seed. So there's a lot to play for here, and they get that Houston matchup in the first round. Yeah. That's huge. That's huge. People want that 5 seed, man. That thing is that thing be banging. So yeah, I'll give you Chargers win this one. All right, Seahawks and Rams. Seahawks 6.5-point favorites. Over/under 3.5. Zach.
That's a tough one. Give me the under. The offenses are so suspect.
Are we sure that Stafford plays and Puka and Puka Nakua? I said Nakua. Puka Nakua. And Cooper Cup plays. I think they pull him because they're locked in the 3 seed. They're locked in.
And it's the wise thing to do because, again, you can't rest your starters when there's nothing to gain.
Yeah, and especially those 3 guys who always get hurt. You don't need them getting nicked up last minute. We've seen this happen before in the past, and it costs teams playoff wins. That means give me Seattle win this game. I think they will pull them, actually, these guys. So give me Seattle win this game and cover 6.5 points. All right. Dolphins at Jets. Dolphins 1-point favorites. Over/under 39, Zach.
All right. It's probably going to be a little cold up there, but I think this might be Tua's first win in sub 40-degree weather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't see the Jets having any chance. So give me the Dolphins.
Here too, also, and it's the Jets, man. Come on, the Jets are done ski. They're imploding. They are looking forward to be done this year. Obviously, we'll have a lot to say about the Jets moving forward once the season's over. If they let Aaron Rodgers go, if they don't, what they do with the coaches situation, who they hire. I heard Rex Ryan could be in for an interview very soon. Lots of things going on in the Jets. A very fluid situation there. Give me Dolphins win this game as they keep the play hopes alive, hoping that the Chiefs beat the Broncos at 4:00 as well too. Also. All right, Niners at Cardinals. Cardinals 4.5-point favorites. The over/under is 43, Zach.
I think the Niners will win just because Purdy has something to play for, namely a contract.
If he plays.
Oh, are they talking about pulling him? Not starting him?
I've heard some rumors.
Man,
they should play him though.
I agree.
If he's available, they should play him.
So. I'll still stick with that pick of the Niners.
Yeah. I'm going to Arizona. Niners, they gave all they could. There's no more bodies left, man. I think another team that, now granted, on their end, is more about not having bodies. They tried. There's no bodies.
Yeah.
The Jets just suck. Give me Cardinals here to win this game to end the season. And that's about that. And finally, the game of the year. If you told me this game was game of the year, week 18, I would say get that out of here. No way. But it is. Vikings at Lions for the number 1 seed in the NFC. The Lions are 2.5-point favorites. The over-under is 56, Zach.
I got my wife and her parents here, so I'm taking the Vikings.
Oh, my God. You see enough, huh?
They're just missing so many bodies on defense, man. I mean, there's talk that Angeloni might come back this week and everything, but they're just missing so many guys on defense.
They are, man. They really are. But I gotta say though, man, them going to San Francisco on Monday in a game they didn't need at all, and still playing the starters to keep the edge on. There's something to that, man. There was something to be said to do that, and Dan Campbell, and I think that carries over here. I think Detroit. This is not a knock on Minnesota. I just think Detroit, even with the injuries, they got the group back. The locker room, that might be the best locker room right now in football, in terms of like this. Like you talk about a team that plays for a coach, no matter who's up there, next man up.
Yeah,
the Lions are literally that team. And I think what they did against San Francisco, granted, a Niners team that's banged up, but still, go to San Francisco with their with the players, and still do what they did. That goes a long way, man. I like Detroit in this one. I do. I really do. I just think it translates well. Not saying Minnesota can't win this game because they've been impressive. Kevin O'Connell's my coach of the year when they run away, but I just think Detroit now they smell blood, and I think they're at the finish line. So I think they'll get there. Give me Detroit to win this game and the cover 2.5 points.
So hope you're right.
Yeah, me too. One last thing to get you out of here. Mike Brown. This happened last week though, but Mike Brown, Sacramento Kings coach, no longer the Kings coach, fired by the team. This is his third year, I believe. No shot, man. I mean, they make the playoffs 2 years ago. Make the play-in last year, a little letdown there, and then this year's obviously very disappointing year for the Kings. Too soon, or a little more? Is there more that we don't know?
Look, I mean, it's a team that struggled, so you can either make a big trade or you have to fire a coach anyways to get a spark if you're trying to get the team going again. But there's been a lot of talk that De'Aaron Fox might want out of there after the season. So right there is a reason to justify it. But we're acting like Mike Brown is a legit top 10 coach.
You think so?
Like, he's a coach that's going to get you to the finals. He's a coach that could win a championship. And I just don't believe in that. All right?
He's a good coach.
Yeah, he's a good coach, but that's it.
But it's a coach that the Kings really, really needed and really got their franchise fired up 2 years ago, like the beam, the whole nine. And I thought the fire was a little too premature, in my opinion. But then, given the optics that's going on now, I think him and De'Aaron Fox are on opposite ends of that whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think the Kings want to protect their star player more, which for the record, I agree with here only for one reason. They don't draw free agents. So what you have, you better keep and hold on to it, because you're not getting a De'Aaron Fox, or you're not getting a market free agent in market. Then people aren't willingly going to Sacramento to play. That's just the reality. Yeah. So you got what you have there, and you make it work. I thought it'd be a little bit better than they were this year. Clearly a disappointing year by the Kings. Still time turning around, but was it premature a little bit? Yes, but given the optics and given the De'Aaron Fox situation now too, also, I knowing it not in hindsight, yeah, it's like it makes sense. It makes sense.
If it was an Eastern Conference team, it would be a little too early. But for a Western Conference team where it's so deep out west, I don't think it was early.
And only that is that team also do. The Kings, who are trying to stay relevant. Who don't draw. Again, they don't draw free agents to their team. So, it's either the big name free agent, top 25 player in the league, De'Aaron Fox, or it's the head coach who's pretty good but not great. You go with the star player and you go from there. I can't say I blame them in a sense, but it is what it is. I don't know, but I mean, them and the Pacers are my two biggest disappointments of the year.
Oh, Pacers, absolutely. I expected them to be a top 5 or 6 team in the conference.
Yeah, and we're now in January, and no signs of turning things around yet. No signs yet. So, but anyway, Zach, we got look at your picks next week. A Super Walker weekend.
Yeah, fun. Man, we're gonna have to get together.
We will definitely. Follow him on X or Twitter at FSU Know It All with a K, and we will talk soon, bud.
All right, man.
All right, brother. Take it easy. You got it, man. Later.
Bye.